What's happening, guys? It's Dispo Wrestling. First things first, welcome to the channel. I've decided to follow in the footsteps of some of my favourite YouTube channels and create my own brand new channel dedicated to everything wrestling. Over the course of the next few months, we'll have videos on the latest wrestling news, live pay-per-view reaction streams, and so much more. So now the formalities are out of the way, let's get into today's video. Now, for many years, WWE has always been on top of the mountain, looking down high and mighty at any other company trying to climb their way up. And with companies such as Impact Wrestling and AEW looking to be serious competitors, what do WWE need to do now to stay on top? The first thing they could do is use returning superstars properly. Although anyone could have guessed in the follow-up to SummerSlam that Becky Lynch was going to return, fans assumed that she would make a return and focus her attention on the Red brand in order to win back the title that she never lost. Charlotte Flair being the current champion, her return should have been a stare down with Flair, building up to a match at the next pay-per-view. But oh no. In the build-up to the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, WWE continued to promote the Banks v Belair match throughout the evening, only for Belair to come out for the match to be greeted by the announcer who states that Banks won't be performing. It comes to light that Carmella will be replacing Sasha Banks, which just went down like a sack of shit. And as soon as the match gets underway, the man's music hits and Becky Lynch struts to the ring to challenge Belair for the title. I won't lie to you, Belair v Lynch has the potential to be an absolute cracker and a potential match of the year candidate, but what do we get? A smack to the face, a rock bottom, and just like that, Belair's title reign comes to an end. Had this have been a decent match, I could have been on board with Becky Lynch becoming champion. However, I feel WWE used the novelty of a feel-good return just to squash a superstar that they've been pushing since WrestleMania. According to reports, Lynch is now going full heel, but is that just a way for WWE to justify their decision for her coming back and squashing Belair? SummerSlam also gave us the return of Brock Lesnar, who looks absolutely incredible. Like Lynch's return, a lot of people saw this one coming, but people were more curious to see Lesnar return and come calling for Bobby Lashley, as opposed to coming for Reigns. We've seen Reigns v Lesnar before, and there would be a lot more interest in booking him on Raw, as that's the brand he was on prior to leaving. And SmackDown already has a stacked roster, without adding people like Brock Lesnar and Becky Lynch into the mix. However, there is a lot of interest in Lesnar v Reigns this time out because of Paul Heyman. Will Heyman remain loyal to the tribal chief, or will the bloodline fall apart as Heyman turns on the head of the table? Let us know what you think. The second thing they could do is, quite simply, change it up a bit. Okay, when I say change it up, I do not mean this. What is this? Many people will agree that the most recent WWE storylines, especially on Raw, are running a bit stale. The commentary team has as much personality as a block of cheese, Charlotte Flair is a dick, and what the fuck is Eva Marie still doing on my TV screen? I can't think of one single person who wanted her to come back to WWE. She can't wrestle, and she's about as exciting as a fart. Instead of giving us Ripley v Flair for the 1000th time, give some limelight to the people that don't really get a look in. People like Ricochet and people like John Morrison. They are easily two of the most incredible athletes that WWE possess, but they're used in matches just for people to go, wow, they're really good. And that's pretty much it. Ricochet deserves a big push or even a title reign, and old Johnny Drip Drip is wasted by gimmicks and a comedic act with The Miz. That being said though, it's great to see Damian Priest finally getting the push he deserves. Hopefully WWE give him a decent US title run and don't screw him over. To be honest, things may start to take a more interesting turn when the draft happens in October. We could see potential new challenges for the Universal Championship, the WWE Championship, and it would certainly add a well-needed kick to the women's division. What do you guys think? And finally, is WWE too PG? Ever since the end of the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, WWE seems to have taken a much safer route when it comes to content. The hardcore aspect of wrestling pretty much is non-existent within the WWE nowadays, which may well be some of the problem. Back in the day, there was nothing better than seeing someone get whacked in the head with a chair and seeing the blood pour down their face. What a time to be alive. What with all the extra health and safety and WWE wanting to be more of a family-friendly product now, there is no chance that WWE will ever go back to this. Could this be one of the reasons why less people watch WWE these days? AEW has only been around for 2.5 years and it's already proven to be huge competition to WWE. They have the hardcore elements, they have the WWE talent that you would never have imagined would wrestle anywhere else, and they put on spectacular matches every single week. It is a shame to see such a historic company like WWE be under so much heat at the moment, but it's not unjustified. We're all consumers of their product at the end of the day. But what do you guys think? Were Becky's and Brock's returns booked wrong? Should WWE think about changing some things up? Is the WWE now too soft? Thank you guys for watching today. I can't wait to get this channel up and running, so be sure to share this channel with your friends, your family, your neighbours, the postman, anyone you like, anyone with a set of ears. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and be sure to come back next time for some more wrestling stuff here on Dispo Wrestling.